Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. So we are learning about the computed signals. So I want to tell you that computed signals are not writable signals. So that means, these are just read only. Computed signals derive their values from other signals. I have already told you, and cannot be directly modified. If you try to assign a value to a computed signal like a writable signal, it results in a compilation error. Actually, it will not allow us to write that code also. I will try to show you some simple example for that one. So here I will remove this one all, okay, and here I will remove this entire code also, okay. So this is our count, which is a writable signal, and this is our double count, which is a computed signal. That is nothing but read only signal. So if I try to change it, so now here ng on init, okay, ng on init. In this one, so if I want to set this dot count dot set of, so I will try to set it as 3, and here I will do console.log of this dot double count, I will try to check the output for this one. So if you try to check the output for this one, see, output will be, oh sorry, it should be something like wrapper, right? Yeah, so the output will be always, it is a 6. So fine, so that means it is allowing us to change the count value. So that's why the double count also got updated. But if I try to change the double count value, so here I will try to change the double count value, double count dot set. Now it will result to an error, and also here also it will result to an compilation error. So here you will be able to see the compilation error at the bottom. You will be able to see here. So property set does not exist for the type of signal. Why? Because it is a readable signal. Property set does not exist on the type signal. So that means computed signals are not writable signals. Here double count is a computed signal that calculates twice the value of the count. Since it is derived from the count, trying to directly modify the double count is not allowed. And the another one which I want to tell you is the computed signal dependencies are dynamic. This is also one concept which you need to understand. So dynamic means Angular tracks the dependencies of a computed signal only when they are accessed. So only when they are accessed only the computed signals can able to find its derives. Dependencies are added or removed based on the values being accessed during each execution. So now I will try to show you one concept. So here I will be having a show count. Let's assume I am having a show count. Okay, show count is equal to, it's a signal of the value is false. That's it. So now on ng on init, okay, so I will have a conditional count, conditional count is equal to, so this is the conditional count which I want to explain it to you. Conditional count, right? I am explaining conditional count. Conditional count is, it's a computed value, computed of, now it is dependent on two values. So now for example, if not of this dot show count, if it is not of this dot show count, I will do console.log of nothing to show here, or otherwise what I will try to do, I will try to return the value, okay, return nothing to show here. I will do something like nothing to show here, and if it is else means, then I will try to do return the count value is dollar of this dot count, this dot count. That's it. So now if you try to observe this computed value, okay, so if you try to observe this computed value, it is dependent on the two values, two signals it is dependent. One is the show count and another one is the count. Now here if you try to observe carefully, so what I will try to do it is, so here if you try to observe carefully, I will have a button, okay, get conditional count value, okay, conditional count value, and here I will try to do click is equal to get condition or something like this, whatever the thing. So I want to demonstrate to you. So I have a method, and here I will try to calculate, I will try to do the console.log of this dot conditional count. That's it. Okay, so I want to get the value for this one. So now if I try to update this value, what will happen? So now here if I try to update get condition, okay, this one is not a button, oh sorry, so I will try to add it as a button. Yeah, Now this one is a button. If I try to click on this one, so you will be able to see the count value is 0. So why it is getting the count value is 0? Writable signal if not of this dot show count. Okay. So here it should be something like this. Yeah. So now if I try to check the output for this one, if I click here, so we are able to get nothing to show here. Why? Because the show count value is false. So that's why if it is false means nothing to show here is there. So that means it is now we know that the conditional count is dependent on two values, that is nothing but show count and the count. Now I want to update this count value also, whether it will fire or not. So if you try to get the value count, okay, count value, sorry, increment, and also here also I will try to do the increment. Okay. Now let's try to observe the value for this one. So here I will do the conditional count value also. Here I will try to show the conditional count value. So here I want to show the value of this conditional count. Now it will be clear for you. So here let's go to the increment. So what I want to do it is this dot this dot count, this dot count dot update of value is equal to value plus 1. Okay, so this is the thing which I want. So whenever I am trying to increment this value, if you try to observe here, so I will try to do the console.log also here, console.log executing the computed. Okay, so now we know that the conditional count is dependent on this one, right? So whenever I am trying to execute here increment, okay, when I am trying to increment here, so it is not getting executed. So this conditional count is not even though we are mentioning it in the template. If I try to execute here also, so even though I am mentioning it in the template, so this console.log is not getting. So that means we know that this computed value is dependent on the two values, that is nothing but show count and count. Whenever the value is getting updated, either show count value update or count value update, it needs to re-execute this computed value, but it is not getting executed. So what is the reason is, so here at the time of execution it came to across is false and it has written this one and stopped the execution. That means the dependencies are dynamic, so dynamically able to understand that show count it is dependent on only the show count. Now when I try to change the computed value, show count value for this one, so if I try to change the show count value for this one, so update show count, if I try to change the update show count value, if I try to update this one, so let's try to have this update show count, then you can able to understand it. So here if I try to do this dot count, sorry, show count dot update of value is equal to not of value, so opposite side I am updating it here. So fine. So now if I try to see here, if I always clicking on the increment, we are not able to get the output, and also here the computer value is also not executing. Now if I click on the update show count, immediately executed, the computer has been executed. Now when I am trying to execute here, see, executed the computer. So that means all the time the computed value is executing. So that means, so here you need to understand that, so here again it is not incrementing. So here you need to understand that the dependencies of these are dynamic. Initially when the show count is false, the computed signal conditional count only access through show count, returning the nothing to show here at this point. Count is not a dependency. If you change count, it won't trigger a recomputation of the conditional count because count was never accessed when show count was false. So that is the concept I want to tell you. So that means computed signal dependencies are dynamic. The next one which I want to tell you is that dependencies are dynamically added or removed based on what get accessed on the computer. In this case, once show count becomes true, count becomes a dependency, and any future updates to count will trigger recomputation of conditional count. So that is a common thing. The next one which I want to tell you is the reading signals in the OnPush component. So all the people you may be getting doubt that what about the change detection strategy? If the change detection strategy OnPush is there, means will the signals work? So in OnPush components also, Angular optimizes change detection by limiting the rechecks. However, when signals are used in OnPush component, Angular tracks them as dependencies, ensuring that the component is updated when the signal changes. So that means if I try to change it here to change detection strategy to change detection strategy dot onpush, sorry, not default, onPush also, then also it will work without any problem. So here if I try to increment here, we are not able to get conditional value here, so we are not able to get it. And now if I click on this one, so now the value is got updated. Now whenever I am incrementing, the value is getting updated, the template is getting updated. So don't think that only the input and the event values on only these changes will be done. So here it will be done. So that is all about the concept which I want to tell you. The summary of the key points is, so computer signals cannot be directly modified. They derive their values from other signals and don't accept direct assignments. Computer signals only track the signals accessed during this evaluation. Dependencies can be added or removed based on the current logic. Signals on the onPush components. Angular automatically tracks signals as dependencies when they are accessed in templates of onPush components, ensuring that signal-based changes trigger updates. These features help Angular efficiently track and update the UI based on the changes to signals without unnecessary computations. Hope you understood about this computer signal concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.